Mhm. Okay, I've added my other Gmail account now. Hang on. I think I figured it out. Hey,
All
can you
right.
hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. Gosh, this was tricky.
Yeah, it looks like that's about what I went through yesterday to get my introduction thing done. All right. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. Gosh, this was tricky. Wait, I'm getting some
Yeah,
echo.
it looks like that's about what I went through yesterday to get my introduction thing done.
Hmm.
Can you hear me? Uh-oh, we're on a loop.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, we're on a loop.
Yeah.
Okay, here, let me close that first one. Oh, did I close the wrong one? Oh no, okay. Can you hear me still?
I think it was my fault. I still had the YouTube thing open.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me?
Oh, yes.
Oh, okay, cool.
Can you hear me
Yeah,
okay?
yeah, I had the other one open too, so I
Ah,
just closed it. Cool.
awesome. Well, we
Okay.
had another viewer in that YouTube thing. Let me try and share this link with everybody now because I
Okay.
shared the wrong link. I just was sharing that YouTube one.
Okay.
Okay. Gosh, it takes me forever to find anything with this iLearn layout.
No, I hate iLearn 3.0.
Yeah, I was finally getting used to the last one. Okay, collaboration board.
I've had a couple classes where we were using both for a while.
Uh, that. Okay, so I posted the correct link on the discussion board. Now I'll send it out real quick through Gmail, just in case people are on that now. Okay. So now I've sent out that link. Maybe we'll get some more people joining in.
Cool.
I guess we may as well start looking at the group quiz.
Yeah, that's what I was pulling up. Let's see. Oh, man. So it looks like it's just 2 questions that I can see. Oh, wait, no, let's see.
I think it's a total of 20. That PDF just scrolls down.
Oh, okay.
There's a couple more. Oh, it looks like we got Michael. Hey.
What's up, guys?
Sorry for the trouble getting this set up.
It's all right.
Oh, so we got Michael.
Yeah, I'm Michael.
Oh, I think there's a feedback loop if you still have the YouTube video open. There we go. I think that we may have everybody who was trying to joined in now. Maybe we'll get a few more as we continue. We're just about to start going over the questions. Let's see. Let me grab.
Yeah, I'm going to grab some paper just a second.
Okay. All right, so have you guys kind of gone through all the questions already? And
I
Give it your
haven't
best
at all.
shot. Okay, no problem. Have you yet, Michael?
There. No, I
Okay,
haven't
no
gone
problem.
over anything.
Yeah, this week's been super busy. This was one of the first things I worked on, so I think I've got them all pretty much figured out. We can just kind of go over them, and we'll see if you guys agree with my answers. If everything looks good, shouldn't take too long. I'm pretty sure I got them all right. One of them took me forever, and then after I figured it out, I realized there was a way I could have done it in like 2 seconds. And I'd wasted like an hour on it. Okay, so the first one was when an economist points out that you and millions of other people are interdependent, he or she is referring to the fact that we all, and I put, rely upon one another for the goods and services we consume.
Yeah, that's what I put too.
Yeah, that one
Yeah.
seems not too tricky. The next one was Hosni, or Hazen, must work 0.5 hours to make each purse, then her production possibilities frontier is based on how many hours of work. So the graph has 0.5 hours for each purse. Hosni has 8 purses. And so if each one took a half hour,
4 hours.
10 purses. I'm looking at the wallet.
I was going to say, I think it's 10 purses.
Yeah,
So it'd be 5 hours.
5
then.
hours.
yeah, 5 hours. That's what I had. Okay, sweet. Number 3, the production possibilities frontiers are shown for for 1 year of working. Then which of the following combinations of jackets and sweaters could Lisa and Brian produce together in a given year? My answer, I wrote down my work on this one. It says Lisa produces 1 sweater and 12 jackets. On Lisa's graph, she has that option, 1 sweater, then the production would be 12 jackets. And Bryce can produce 10 jackets. Yeah, Bryce will then produce 10 jackets. That lines up with 1 sweater and 22 jackets. So the answer I got was A. And then the other combinations I couldn't get to work with the graphs. That one I didn't really have like a good method for figuring it out. I kind of just spent forever looking at them and figured out which ones didn't work. Do you guys know of any like faster ways to do that?
If you let me think here. So you'd have basically 2 separate equations. So like, let's say sweaters is X and jacket is Y. So you have X plus Y equals Z, and then the other one would be like,
Oh, I
Another
think I know
thing-
what you're. Yeah, I think I know what you're saying.
so
It's
you
just
solve for X or Y, and then you plug it into the other equation, and then you find your intercept, sort of thing.
Yeah, the system of equations. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Because that one took me a while because I was just like investigating the possibilities on each one, kind of.
Yeah, so you can look and you find like the slope and stuff on Lisa's, and then on Bryce's, and then you've got 2 equations, but you don't know what their optimal outputs are, or whatever.
Yeah.
So you use those 2 equations, and you kind of, I don't want to say balance them out, but you solve for the unknowns.
Okay. Well, that makes sense. I'll try and utilize that when I'm doing the rest of the homework later in the week and see if I can get that faster. So A for that one. For number 4, refer to table 3-4. The question is, which of the following combinations of wheat and beef could Andrea produce in 1 8-hour day? And then we use that graph there. My work that I wrote down, I put answer as C because 7 times 30 equals 210 minutes, and 15 pounds of beef on C times 15 minutes equals 225 minutes. 210 plus 225, 435 minutes. Divide that by 60, 7.25 hours. And then all of the other answers, when I followed that same sequence, it gave me a number more than 8 hours. That was the only one under 8. I'm guessing there was probably an easier way to solve that one too.
Well, yeah, so if you get 8 hours, that's 80 minutes, and so takes you 30x plus 15y equals 480 or something like that. Or
Yeah. Seems like my issue is I'm forgetting that I can set these up as equations instead of just trying to use Excel and do all the math.
yeah, well, I mean, if they give you options, you can always just work backwards like what you're doing. It's
Yeah.
not a problem,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I
if you-
guess they both work.
Yeah, I mean, you just plug it in, so 16 times 30, 32 times 15, that's probably going to be a lot higher than 480, so.
Yeah. Okay, nice. So yeah. Anyone have any other answers besides C on that one?
I haven't done the math, so I don't know.
All right. I'm pretty sure that one's correct. On the next one, take a look at... Oh, this one was tricky. Took me a second to figure out. It was the fact that the line slopes downward reflects the fact that what was C, Brazil faces a trade-off between producing peanuts and producing cashews. Because that one is related to the material, and it's related to peanuts and cashews in Brazil, and it's also related to the slope of that line. The other answers, like A, was true because it says for Brazil it's more costly to produce peanuts than it is to produce cashews. But I didn't think. Wait, hang on. Maybe I'm wrong on that one. Let me think about this. I may have learned new things since I put this answer. Costly.
Yeah, if the slope's going down, doesn't that mean it's going negative, right?
Well, yeah, I think with a graph that is the case. But this type of graph is just representing the production possibilities down on the bottom. With all of their resources going towards peanuts, they can produce 8.
Right.
And with all of the resources going towards the cashews, 240. Oh, you know what? I bet the answer is A. Well, so A, for Brazil, it's more costly to produce peanuts than it is to produce cashews.
So would it be C though, because they're facing a trade-off?
Yeah. The C is what I put originally, but now I'm just second guessing myself. Yeah, because A is true, but it's not really necessary. It doesn't really have too much to do with the fact that the line is sloping down. But the trade-off makes more sense because it's a downward sloping line. Or the fact that the line slopes downward reflects the fact that Brazil faces a trade-off between producing peanuts and producing cashews. Yeah, if the line sloped upward, there would be a trade-off. The farther up the line you go, it would just be more peanuts and more cashews being produced. And it would never intersect with the XY axis. Yeah, I think. Oh yeah, I think C is probably right on that one.
Yeah, I think C is correct on that one as well.
Yeah. Okay, good. Let's move off of that one before I talk myself out of it. So next one is number 6. Refer to the figure 3-10. If point A represents Alice's current production and point B represents Betty's current production, under what circumstances can both Alice and Betty benefit from specialization and trade? I put B, Alice produces more lemonade and Betty produces more pizzas. And I put that because Betty has an absolute advantage in producing pizzas because she can make 300 in the same amount of time Alice is making 200. And then Alice has a comparative advantage in lemonade because the opportunity cost for her to produce lemonade is lower than Betty's opportunity cost of producing pizzas because she's not as good at making pizzas, so it makes it less of an opportunity cost. And then I think when I did the math on how much they could benefit from trade, Alice could get 210 lemonades and 110 pizzas, and Betty would get 190 lemonades and 190 pizzas, and all of those numbers are 10 higher than what they would get if they didn't specialize in what they produced on their own. And so I think I'm right, but I've been wrong before. Does that make sense?
I'm sorry. And again, what answer?
Number B, Alice produces more lemonade and Betty produces more pizzas. Wait, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's correct because Alice
Okay.
is pizzas, whereas Betty's better at producing lemonades. So
Yes. Good. Okay. Next one is number 7. Ken and Tracy are 2 woodworkers who both make tables and chairs. In 1 month, Ken can make 3 tables or 18 chairs, whereas Tracy can make 8 tables or 24 chairs. Given this, we know the opportunity cost of 1 chair is, I put 1/6 of a table for Ken and 1/3 of a table for Tracy. And I did it by dividing with tables
Yeah.
for Ken. Yeah, does that sound right to you guys? Like the opportunity cost? I think it's just a matter of dividing one number by the other. So if you're determining the opportunity cost of a table for Ken, 3 tables, 18 chairs, you would divide 18 by 3. And you go, wait, hang on. Did I do that wrong? Let me pull up my calculator. Oh, it might be 6 tables. So the cost for Ken to make it's 1/6 and 1/3. The cost to make 1 additional chair for Ken is 1/6 of a table. And the cost for Tracy to make tables, or the cost for Tracy to make 1 additional chair is 1/3 of a table. The number of chairs divided by the number of chairs they can produce divided by the number of tables. Does that sound right?
I think it sounds pretty good.
Okay, let's keep moving along. 20 of these things. Number 8, refer to table 3-26. Japan's opportunity cost of 1 car is A, 1/5 of an airplane, and Korea's opportunity cost of a car is 1/3 of an airplane. And I reached that the same way I reached the last answer, dividing the number of airplanes by the number of cars. 1/5, the airplanes, 150 divided by 30. 50 divided by 30. Ooh, hang on. Am I thinking this right? Oh, no. It's the quantity produced is the math. There's the division, right? I was looking at the hours.
Yeah, so it would be 1/5 50 divided by 30.
Or I think that one is the hours needed.
It'd be reverse of what we did before in the last question.
So Japan's opportunity cost of one car is Japan can produce 80 cars with the same amount of inputs it takes to make 16 airplanes. And so to produce one additional car, they have to sacrifice a certain amount of airplanes. So one additional car, there's 80 total cars. So, and so we divide the number of cars they can produce in that amount of time. No, we divide the number of airplanes they can produce in that time by the number of cars they produce in the same time. So 16 airplanes divided by 80 cars. That's 0.2 or 1/5. And so the cost of producing one additional car is 1/5 of an airplane. They have to sacrifice 1/5 of an airplane to make one additional car. And that kind of makes sense because cars are cheaper than airplanes. Yeah, I think that's right. And then Korea's opportunity cost of one car is 1/3 of an airplane because they can make 3 airplanes for every one car. I mean, they can make 3 cars for every one airplane. Gosh, that's tough to keep straight. All right, any challengers for that math? Anybody see anything I'm doing wrong?
No, I just put it in a calculator and that's right.
Wait, let's double check this real quick.
The 16 divided into 48 is 0.33.
Okay, good. So 0.33, turn that into a fraction. I guess that's 1/3. Oh, it's been a while since I thought too hard about fractions. So yeah, Japan's opportunity cost of one car is 1/5 of an airplane. Korea's opportunity cost of one car is 1/3 of an airplane. So I think A is correct.
And that coincides with the hours needed to make one over here on the left side too.
Oh, okay.
We're getting the same. We're getting the same
Oh,
figures.
okay. So you can determine it with those hours too. That's good. I was wondering if I had to do one or the other. That mystery solved. All right, so the next one is Arturo and Dinah. Suppose Arturo is willing to trade 6 burritos to Dinah for every 10 tacos that Dinah produces and sends to Arturo. Which of the following combinations of tacos and burritos could Dinah then consume, assuming Dinah specializes in taco production and Arturo specializes in burrito production? And the notes I put for myself, I wrote down Arturo will produce 300 burritos, trading 6 for 10. So if he's producing 300 burritos and the rate of trade is 6 for 10, I divided those 300 burritos into units of 6. So I have 50 tradable units out of those 300 burritos. And then Dinah is going to produce 400 tacos at a rate of 10 for 6. So I divided 400 by 10. And so she has 40 tradable units now. Answer C indicates Dinah will end up with 300 tacos, 30 trade units, and 60 burritos, which is 10 units of trade, for a total of 40 trade units and mutual benefit. And all of the other answers gave Dinah too much stuff. So I have almost certainly solved this problem the wrong way, but I think my answer might be correct with C. This one, do you guys have any better ways to figure this one out? 300. Oh man, I'm starting to think I'm really wrong about the answer I picked. Let me work through this one more time in my head here, or with Excel. Tacos by Dinah. Those by Arturo.
So yeah, it looks like C is the only one that divides evenly
Okay.
those numbers.
This is 400. Yeah. Real fast. Goes. Okay, so a result. Where'd it go? Okay, so I think I'm close. So by themselves, if they didn't specialize, Arturo would produce 150 burritos, 200 tacos. Dinah would produce 100 burritos, 200 tacos. Actually, here, I think I can flip my camera around and show you my spreadsheet real fast. So you can. Okay, so now you're looking at my spreadsheet. So this, burritos and tacos, Arturo and Dinah, hang on, is what they could produce on their own. If they specialize, Arturo would then produce 300 burritos and Dinah would produce 400 tacos. The old total of burritos and tacos was 650. And this new total and specializing produces 700. That means they're producing 50 additional units. And so if they're trading, there are an additional 25 units each that they could potentially get. And so on their own, Arturo gets 350, Dinah gets 300. And so for Dinah's possibilities, she should get, the two added together should be somewhere around 325. because 25 is splitting that profit, if they split the profits evenly. So let me look at the thing again. 325, 30, 300. So now I'm thinking the correct answer is B, because that gives Dinah 200 tacos and 130 burritos, which is within that 50 unit profit. And because in the original answer I put C, she only got 60 burritos in that trade. Seemed like she was getting a raw deal. Do you guys have any guesses if I'm right or thoughts if I'm right on that? Or I should have spent more
I'm still
time.
trying to figure out how to figure that sort of thing out.
Yeah, I think this is another situation where there's probably an equation that I don't know. I need to read through the book better and try and match up the equations and the story problems.
Yeah, I was glancing through the book trying to find what we're looking for here.
I think for now, I'll switch my answer from C to B. Because that's the only one that gives Dinah amounts that are within the range of profitability. Because on their own, they produce a total of 650 burritos and tacos, assuming they split their time evenly between the two. But if they specialize the way it describes in the question, their total production of units, burritos and tacos, goes up to 700. And so there's a 50 unit profit that would then be traded between the two of them. The original total units for Dinah was 300. The original total units for Arturo is 350. And so it makes sense that Dinah's 300 would increase to around 325, 330, somewhere in that range. And then Arturo would get 20 additional units. Huh. Yeah, and then if you look at the answers, Dinah's consumption, 100 and 200 burritos, that would be 100 tacos, 200 burritos. That's 300 total units, so she's no better off. B, 200 tacos, 130 burritos, 330 units now, so that makes her a little better off. C, 360. It's 300 tacos, 60 burritos, that's 360, so she would get all of the profit in that scenario. So I don't think Arturo would have taken that deal. And then D is 340 and 40. That's more than I think what was possible. That's a tricky one. I guess let's keep going.
Yeah, let's.
Maybe we'll think about that one
focus
later
on
on our own some more. Next one is Fredonia produces and consumes 30 units of corn and 10 units of wheat per year. Sylvania produces and consumes 10 units of corn and 30 units of wheat. Suppose that trade is then initiated between the two countries, and Fredonia sends 30 units of corn to Sylvania in exchange for 30 units of wheat. Fredonia will now be able to consume a maximum of 30 units of corn and 30 units of wheat? Oh, wait. That can't be right. Let me read this again. Oh, okay. So Fredonia on their own produces both 30 units of corn and 10 units of wheat. So Fredonia is capable of producing a total of 60 units of corn or 20 units of wheat if they just made one or the other. And then Sylvania is in the same boat, just reversed, 10 units of corn and 30 units of wheat. So if they specialize, Fredonia can produce 60 units, and Fredonia could produce 60 units of corn, and Sylvania could produce 60 units of wheat. And so then they both get 30 and 30.
But I think isn't it asking us if Fredonia will now be able to consume a maximum of those units? So I think it's asking us what the maximum just for Fredonia is, right?
Well, it'd be the same for both of them because they're both producing 60 units each, right?
Yeah.
And then if they do a 30 for 30 trade, they'll have 30 units of each.
Yeah. Fredonia produces and consumes. Fredonia would produce 60 units of corn. Sylvania would produce 60 units of wheat. They would both trade 30, and both of their remainders of the other item would still be 30. So it would be 30 of corn, 30 of wheat. Oh yeah, and then up top there was more to the question where it said that they can produce either 60 units of corn or 2 units of wheat. Okay, so there was more instructions that I missed, but we got the right answer still.
It still works out to the same amount.
Yeah. I think I remember when I was looking at this on my own earlier, I was like, gosh, I hope that's correct. But now there's those extra instructions. Okay. Next one. The farmer and rancher can switch between producing pork and tomatoes at a constant rate. Assume the farmer and the rancher each has 24 labor hours available. If each person spends all of his time producing the good in which he has a comparative advantage, and trade takes place at the price of 1 pound of pork for 2 pounds of tomatoes, then, and my answer I got was, the rancher will gain from this trade, but the farmer will not. What was my logic? Oh gosh, I did another one of those.
So
Trade
the farmer
unit.
has a. So the farmer has.
I think my answer for this is wrong. This
So
one's
the farmer
got-
has an advantage in producing tomatoes, and
Yeah.
the rancher has an advantage in producing pork.
Correct, yeah. That's their comparative advantages.
So the farmer would have 8 tomatoes, the rancher would have 6 pork.
Six, and then they would trade. Could they both benefit from this trade, or just one of them? On their own,
1 pound of pork fruit. I believe the rancher would gain, but the farmer will not.
oh, okay. Oh, maybe I got this one right. That's what I had for my original answer.
Because the rancher could trade, let's see, 4 pounds of pork and get all of the tomatoes from the farmer and still have 2 pounds of pork left over.
Yeah. Tomatoes.
Because they're trading at 1 for 2,
Mm-hmm.
1 pound for 2 pounds, but the farmer isn't producing double of what the rancher is producing in pork.
Yeah.
So he's not going to benefit from that trade.
Yeah, because the pork is more valuable, way more valuable in that trading scenario. And even though the
So if
farmer's able,
he was producing 12 tomatoes, then yeah, it'd be comparable. Like they would neither would gain from the trade, but
yeah, okay, yeah. Looks like I did have this one right. Good, good, good. Yeah. All right. So next one. Refer to figure 3-16. If Hosni and Merv switch from each person dividing her time equally between production of purses and wallets to each person spending all of her time producing the good in which she has a comparative advantage, then the total production of purses will increase by. Okay, so we need to find out what the current production of purses is between the two of them on their own. And then we need to figure out what the production of purses would be after they specialize and find the difference. On their own, they're making, Hosni makes 5 purses, Merv would make 2 for a total of 7. If they specialized, Hosni has an advantage and she can produce 10. And so a difference of 3 purses, increase of 3 purses by specializing.
Okay, yeah.
Sweet, sweet. And then this took so long to set up, I'm actually just about out of time. Is it all right if we just go over one more together and then I have to get started on some other stuff?
Yeah,
Hopefully the professor will understand since it took so long to get set up this first time. Way trickier than I expected. All right, so the next one, back to the farmers and ranchers again. This looks like the exact same graph as before, but a new question. The farmers should specialize in the production of, and we kind of already solved this in the last one. We said the farmer's better at tomatoes and the rancher's better at pork. So that would mean B. And yeah, I think the math reason that's true is because the farmer's 1 unit of pork, or the opportunity cost for the farmer on tomatoes is lower than what the rancher can do, and vice versa, the rancher on beef or pork. Tomatoes. So yeah, I think the rancher should specialize, or the farmer should specialize in tomatoes, and the rancher should specialize in pork. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. So I got to take off.
Okay.
I think the broadcast will continue as long as you guys are both on it.
Okay.
And then, so I'll jump on here a little later tonight and post this video chat so the professor can review it or whatever.
Cool. All right. Thanks, Cameron.
Yeah, thanks.
A little easier to get it all going. Awesome. I'll see ya. Great.
See ya.
Great.
All right.
Okay.
So it looks like she can produce more than Miguel, both mixers and toasters.
In both goods, right?
Yeah. So would it be B, both goods, and then an advantage in the toasters because you can make more of those?
Um, yeah, B, both goods and a comparative advantage in the production of toasters because you can.
That's what I'd say too.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. I keep forgetting that we should probably read the question so people can hear it. Total output in an economy increases when each person specializes because A, there's less competition for the same resources. B, each person spends more time producing that product in which he or she has a comparative advantage. C, a wider variety of products will be produced within each country due to specialization. D, government necessarily plays a larger role in the economy due to specialization.
Gonna go with the second one, right?
Which person's one? Yeah. Because B's the favorite answer tonight.
Yes. So,
Let's see. Game traded Dean's opportunity cost one taco change to A, half a burrito, B, 3/4 of a burrito, C, 4/3 of a burritos, D, 2 burritos. Sure enough.
a 3/4 burrito, right? Sorry, I was just using up there. Because right now the opportunity cost for burritos for Arturo is 300 over 400, and then hers is 200 over 400. So his is 3/4, hers is 2/4. So if she bumped hers up to 3/4 of a burrito, then it wouldn't make sense for her to trade with him anymore.
By definition, exports are limits placed on the quantity of goods brought into a country. Goods brought in, the goods in each country has an absolute advantage. People who work in foreign countries, goods produced domestically and sold abroad. So that would be D.
Yeah.